Hey everybody, welcome to our first ever Sports Edition podcast episode. I'm Chris Patzinos.
I'm Allison Heath.
And we got a bunch of good topics for you this week. We got college football madness. We got a few things going on in the NFL. Big name hires in college football. So let's just dive right into it. First topic of the day. First topic on our new podcast. Alabama-Auburn. Quadruple overtime last night.
4 overtimes.
4 overtimes. First time.
Crazy.
Completely crazy.
Yeah.
First time that the Iron Bowl has ever gone into overtime.
Yeah.
And it happened to go into 4 overtimes. So, Initial thoughts. Tell me what you think about it.
I really, really wanted Auburn to win.
Yeah. I feel like they deserve that win.
Yeah. I really thought they were going to win. And then with 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Alabama scored to tie it up, and it was going into overtime. And I knew no matter how many overtimes it went into, Alabama was going to win. You can't play that game with Alabama. You can't go into overtime with Alabama because Nick Saban will win that game every time.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, you just can't do that. So I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was just blown away.
First of all, one of the greatest games
I've ever seen.
Yeah, one of the greatest games I think we've ever watched.
Yeah.
So intense, and I mean, we don't even like either team. I'm a Florida fan. She's a Tennessee Vols fan. Our eyes were glued to the TV screen the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. I think you were getting ready for a nap.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna stay and watch this. But I think the biggest mistake was it's the first overtime. Alabama scores and goes up 7.
Yeah.
And then Auburn responds and scores a touchdown. And I think there you live and die by the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, after Alabama scored, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone will know, there was still some time left.
Yeah, there's like 10, 20 seconds left.
Whether it was 10 seconds, 12 seconds, I'm not sure. Auburn had the ball. You go for it. You throw a Hail Mary.
Throw it up just for a prayer.
Yeah.
They've gotten it before.
Yeah.
With the field goal. So, I mean, it's just
you try something before you go into overtime with Alabama.
Your quarterback is limping around on the field.
Yeah. Poor guy.
He played his heart out.
Props to him for real.
Your defense is absolutely gassed. They just had that 2-minute drill, and then they're going on and playing an OT. It's like you don't want to play smash mouth football with Alabama. You live in, especially Auburn's season is already over. It was over before they played Alabama. They're not contending for the playoffs or a championship or even a good bowl game.
Yeah.
You live and die by the 2-point conversion in that first overtime is what I personally think. If you don't get it, oh well, you don't get it,
Yeah.
But you can't allow that game to go into 4 overtimes if you're Auburn
or overtime period.
Yeah.
I mean, you had it until there was 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I know that's Alabama's offense, but man, that's a heartbreaker. We both thought that Auburn was going to win that. After
I don't think Alabama put any points up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
and then they got a field goal.
Was the field goal? It might have. I can't remember when they got the field goal, but I know it was 3-10 going into the fourth.
Yeah,
they had held them to 3 points until the last few minutes of the game. But poor Auburn fans.
Yeah, heartbreaking.
Yeah, I feel bad for them.
Yeah,
mostly more than anything, it's what I feel bad for. But great game.
Great game.
Obviously a classic. That's up there with the field goal return, in my opinion. That's one of the. If that's the best Iron Bowl game, that's the second best for sure. The quadruple overtime game. So that's a good segue into our next topic: SEC championship game next Saturday, Georgia and Alabama. Who do you got? Who you got with him?
Georgia.
Georgia by how many?
21 points.
21 points. Yeah, I was gonna say Georgia by at least 14.
Yeah. No doubt, Alabama has a chance.
Yeah, I don't think.
No shot.
I think this is the best defense probably college football has ever seen. I saw something. It was maybe it was today, but they had only allowed like 70-something points all year long.
Yeah, which is insane.
They average on defense single-digit points all year.
Yeah.
I don't like Georgia because Florida has to compete with them for the SEC championship most years.
Yeah.
And but
we just don't like Alabama either. I know we're going to get hate, but
we don't like either team.
Yeah.
But I think Georgia has got to win by at least 14. I just don't see the shaky Alabama offense who put up 10 points in regulation against
And
Auburn.
it's not to say Alabama's not good.
Yeah,
they're always
they're good. Yeah,
they're not what they have been the last 5 years.
No,
they're not anything even what they were last year with Mac.
This has got to be the weakest Bama team in
without a doubt
very recent memory. You know.
Not to say they're not good. I know they are still good, but this is the weakest Bama team that I've seen in a very long time.
It's just they've really gotten by with some wins that could have very easily been losses.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Not to mention their loss to Texas A&M.
Yeah, wins that should have been wins by 21 points or more.
Yeah.
That came down to fourth quarter, last minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like Florida.
Auburn, Tennessee kept it close there for a while.
Yeah, until I think the third quarter.
Yeah.
But, still.
Games that you should win by 40, those games you're winning by single digits. So, I don't think Bama stands much of a chance. I'd say...
I could eat my words.
Yeah.
But
it's still
It's
Alabama.
Nick Saban.
Still Nick Saban, Alabama. But I'd say at least Georgia by 14.
Yeah.
I'd give it.
Yeah. Georgia, yeah.
So, okay, next we got a few big coaching hires in the college football world.
Yep.
We'll start it off with Florida. They hired Billy Napier today out of Louisiana Raging Cajuns. Initial reactions, I think it's a good hire. Good hire.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not mad about it. I don't think it's a home run yet. I think it could be a home run in the coming years. But you gotta see what he brings to the table. He brings an energetic style. It's a little bit of a swagger to him.
Yeah.
I'd say more so than Dan Mullen. You know what I mean?
He's real cut and dry.
Yeah. He's Mullen's more of a Nick Saban type of personality. But I don't know. Florida.
I liked Dan Mullen. He's the Florida fan, so we just follow Florida.
Yeah.
I liked Dan Mullen, but I think a lot of players saved his job, and we could probably say that about tons of coaches.
Yeah.
But even back to Felipe Franks.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't have got injured, Kyle Trask would have never gotten put in, and then it's like, you were choosing him over Kyle Trask?
Yeah. I think the biggest issue, two biggest issues with Dan Mullen. One were his recruiting. Wasn't a really good recruiting coach. More focused on player development other than recruiting, which is odd because you would think the two go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Not a good recruiting coach, and he always, to me, has picked seniority over talent. Specifically, in the two cases of quarterback, you got Emory Jones and Anthony Richardson. Fans were calling for Anthony Richardson all year long.
Yeah. I'm a big Emory fan.
Yeah, I like Emory Jones.
Yeah. I like Emory. I don't disagree with that, but I do agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Why is some players getting more PT over other players? It just, that Kyle Trask thing will really blow your mind.
Yeah.
It's like you have that kind of talent sitting on the bench for so many years. He was a bomb.
Yeah. And just for a backstory, I think it was 2018, 2019. And Felipe Franks was the starting quarterback at Florida, and he went out with an injury, season-ending injury, and Kyle Trask got put into the game. He lit it up.
That's our dog.
Yeah. He probably just sees a car or something. But, he lit it up. Felipe Franks went out with the injury, and you kind of have to wonder, would that have ever happened if he never got injured? Would have Trask just sat on the bench until his senior year? It's hard to tell. And that
and not even that. I think. Sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
I think it was still like a question whether Kyle Trask was gonna be put in. It was like Emory Jones or Kyle Trask.
Yeah.
And I think even that is absurd. And I love Emory Jones, but it's like, I mean, you had Kyle Trask almost as a third string.
I would say
who's making that call?
Yeah, I would say he was a borderline third string because those years when it was Felipe, Emory, and Trask, I would say Emory got at least a little bit of game time. He'd go out there and do a few wildcat plays. But the first time Trask stepped on the field was after Felipe got hurt, and you kind of have to wonder if he would have ever been really put in if that wouldn't happen.
If Mullen would have his job up until this point, I mean, or if that would have been the end of his season, because I mean, I know Felipe got hurt early on, but if I remember right, they really weren't even the best that year. Like, they weren't doing that well, and then Kyle Trask kind of just took over and led them straight to the end. Yeah, until
he got drafted.
Yeah,
but overall, I know we kind of got off on a rant on Mullen, but I think Napier is an upgrade, an improvement from Mullen.
Absolutely, I think he's proven himself.
Yeah, it's with the. Let's see, I have the numbers right here. He went 32-5 over the last 3 years at Louisiana. That's really solid. And
very solid.
Over the last 2 years, only has 2 losses. That's I mean, not many coaches can say that. I think the biggest question is, will that translate to the SEC?
Right. He's playing in a very different division right now. Not to say it's not anything to be proud of, because I think every year he's been their coach, he's improved. Their record has improved every single year.
Every season.
So it's just like you said, the big question is, will it translate? And I think it will. I think he's proven himself. I think it's a different ball game, but I think he has what it takes.
And scared money don't make money. So if you've seen that post-game interview, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah. That's super cool. So next big name hire, USC hires Lincoln Riley out of Oklahoma. That's kind of a shocker considering how outspoken he was that he wasn't going to LSU.
Yeah.
Went on record saying that he wasn't going to LSU.
And I think he didn't.
Well, yeah, he didn't. He went to USC.
So,
but
he's not a liar.
Yeah, I think a lot of people took that as he was going to stay at Oklahoma, which obviously he didn't. And I think for USC, that's an absolute home run. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
he'll do great. Absolutely.
I think he'll turn it around. Mm-hmm. USC just went 4-7 this year. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma went 10-2. Not exactly where they wanted to be.
Yeah. But it's a big difference.
Yeah, exactly. Big difference. I think USC would take 10-2 at this point.
Yeah.
But let's see. We have it right here. Let's see. Lincoln Riley, first 3 seasons at Oklahoma, led them to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I just think that's probably the biggest hire of the offseason of my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a home run for USC.
USC, great hire. Mm-hmm. Will do great things there. Even if he doesn't, get them to a national championship.
Yeah.
It's not always about that, especially for a team like USC. Like I said, 4-7 this year. If you can get a top 5 coach in college football, arguably, that's a huge win for USC. So, great hire. Love that. Would have been happy with Lincoln Riley at Florida. Mm-hmm. But, I think Florida and USC trending in the right direction. I would say,
they're on the uphill climb. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So let's switch it over a little bit. Let's talk about NFL. Mm-hmm. Let's go from college to NFL. 2 big stories today. I'm sorry. Biggest story of the day, probably Cam Newton after amazing performance last week. His homecoming to the Panthers just was absolutely terrible today.
Yeah.
5 for 21. Mm-hmm. His passer rating was in the single digits. I think he had a 5.6 passer rating, 2 interceptions. Mm-hmm. He had a touchdown on the ground, but that's very subpar.
Yeah.
Very subpar for performance when anytime your completion percentage is in the 20%.
Yeah. Well, and especially if you know Cam Newton in his prime, that's
not what the Panthers fans are used to seeing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And after such a great week last week.
Yeah, I don't know if he was just on a high from being traded or
being signed. Yeah,
I know. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Cam Newton fan. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he has a different play style than most, and I think he struggles trying to find where he fits in with that.
Yeah, I don't think he fit in with the Patriots at all.
No, yeah. I think a lot of people thought he would. I didn't ever see that working.
Yeah,
from day one, and it didn't. I think he's just struggling to find something that fits his play style, but I think he'll find it, and it'll be good.
I think after a week of practice, maybe watching some film, adjustments with the coaching staff, I think he'll have a better week next week. One thing about Cam Newton, his confidence is going to be there, whether it's a bad game or not.
He has nothing to prove. He's proven himself by playing there before. I mean, it's just holding up to that at this point. I mean, like I said, I think he's a good quarterback. I think he'll find his way. Everyone has bad games.
Yeah, I think he'll bounce back. I think this is a fluke game. I don't think this will define his season. If he gets a nod next week, which I think he will, I don't think they'll start P.J. Walker, the backup. I think he'll do better, even if it's not incredible.
I don't think they'll bench him.
No, not after.
I don't think they'll bench him,
especially if they give him all that money.
Yeah,
a little bit of an overpay, I think, but for Cam.
We're talking about overpays, but we're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I already knew what you were going to say. $500 million, but I think we'll bounce back. So to close out our episode, we're gonna each give a few Super Bowl predictions. I think we have pretty similar picks. Season's about 3/4 of the way in.
Yep,
so
about 12. What was week 12?
I think today was week 12.
Week 12.
So I'm gonna go over a few picks, a few ideas. You can start us off if you want.
Well, my picks are the same since week 1. If we're talking about a healthy Titans team in our division, I'm going to go Titans and Bucks. If we're talking Titans team week 12 that was shown today, we're talking a lot of players missing.
Yeah, I mean,
arguably the MVP of this season, Derrick Henry, got hurt. He hasn't been playing. Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, McNichols, Derrick Henry's backup. Yeah. I mean, a lot of players missing. Poor Ryan Tannehill's out there playing with the practice squad. Not to say they're not good. They proved themselves. But anyways, so if we're talking Week 12 Titans team with still the same injuries, I'm going to say probably Patriots, Bucks, which I think arguably would probably be the biggest Super Bowl. Most watched Super Bowl in history.
Yeah.
Last year was pretty big with Mahomes and Brady, but I think that would be a great matchup. But if we're saying a completely healthy Titans team, I'm going to go Titans Bucks.
Yeah.
If the Titans are still missing a few players, I'm going to say Patriots Bucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very respectable picks.
Yeah.
Just one thing that I changed. I think I'm going to kind of go out on a bold assumption here. I'm going to say Titans do get healthy. They take this. They have a late bye week, so that'll help them out. I'm going to say they get healthy, and for the main reason I think is because they're sending these players on IR with the mindset of we're contending for a Super Bowl. We're not contending for regular season seeding, basically.
Well, we already have. We won our division. We're first seed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We'll pretty much win our division.
We will, yeah.
Probably won't get the first seed in the AFC, but you take what you can get with your injuries. But I think everyone will come back, and I think all of these IR placements and all of these extended weeks injuries are basically biting the bullet now, so we can be healthy for playoffs.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Titans are going to go to the Super Bowl. I know we seem super biased right now, but you got to admit,
they have a good team. Healthy.
6 straight wins against previous playoff teams, and it's got to count for something. So I'm going to say Titans on the AFC. Which I like the Patriots pick. That's not a bad pick.
Mac Jones. I mean, like we said earlier, we're not Alabama fans, but man, he has impressed the heck out of me. I mean, to go straight from college to pro and
what he's done so far.
I mean, excellent. I mean, he has proven himself.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done well. He's definitely exceeded expectations.
Oh, absolutely.
But so yeah, we're gonna go with Titans, and then I think a good sleeper team in the NFC. I think the Packers have a good chance.
Really?
Going to the Super Bowl.
I think a little cheesy.
Yeah, feeling like a cheesehead. But I think Rodgers is one of the most slept on players right now.
I agree. I agree. I don't think they'll go to the Super Bowl.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
I think they have a good chance. Mm-hmm. I mean, other than the Bucks and
no one. I mean,
I don't see anyone in the NFC. I mean, really competing. You know, NFC is a lot weaker this year than they have been in the past. So yeah, I'm gonna say Titans and Packers in the Super Bowl. Good. I just think Packers might be a little bit of an upset team. You know what I mean?
I mean, I could see it. Right. I just don't think it'll happen.
Yeah. It's just it depends on again injuries determine everything.
Yeah.
You know, but man, it's that Rodgers Adams Devontae Adams connection that's nice. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's nice, and they brought in Randall Cobb, looking like it's been a pretty good addition. Paying him a lot of money, but you know, Aaron Jones in the backfield have a pretty decent defense, not the best, but not a whole lot of playmakers out there. But when you got Rodgers and Devontae Adams, it's hard to bet against them. Mm-hmm. You know, so I take them as a sleeper team. So I guess my pick would be Titans and Packers. So
really,
yeah, I think this would be my team. Bucks are the clear-cut favorites for sure. You know, it's hard to see anyone beating them, but I'm going to go out on a limb. Say Titans and Packers. Yeah, my pick.
Okay.
So
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, not mad at it. I think it's respectable picks.
Absolutely.
But that's all the topics we have laid out today. This is our first ever attempt at creating a podcast, much less a sports podcast. So if you enjoyed, leave us some feedback in the comments. You know, we're always looking for ideas about what to talk about or anything like that, or we will be looking for ideas what to talk about.
Mm-hmm. We don't want to talk about our teams too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to branch out a little.
Yeah, talk about some other stuff. And we'll cover other sports, basketball, football, baseball.
Yeah.
You know,
big Braves fan.
Yeah, huge Braves fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Super glad they won it last year. But not a whole lot of NBA news going on right now.
No, I mean, Klay Thompson's set to return right before Christmas. I think that's really exciting if you're a Warriors fan.
Yeah, she's a huge Klay fan.
Huge Klay fan. I will scream that till I die.
Yeah. But, we'll cover other sports, other topics, you know. But, yeah, if y'all enjoyed, be sure to leave a like. Like I said, give us some feedback, subscribe, and we're going to be trying to do this probably weekly, I'd say.
Yeah, maybe every Sunday or something.
Every Sunday, every Saturday. That way we can get in the full week. Mm-hmm. So expect episodes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, around that area.
Yeah.
But, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the first episode of the Sports Edition podcast, and thank y'all for watching.